All right, we're recording.
Jeremy?
All right, you want to start this, Rich, or you want me to do this?
Yeah, no, if you can,
Well,
Harry,
they
run it,
want you
please.
to talk to you.
Okay, good evening. It's 7:06.
Okay, I'll let him know that.
Family, wait a minute. 7:06, the meeting of land use and leadership,
No.
right?
Yes.
I
Leadership.
just
Yep.
spoke to Jeremy. He said
Thank you, Sandy.
he's
All right,
trying to
Corey.
fix it. He can't talk to you or something happened.
Okay.
Hold
All
on a
right.
second.
All right. Sandy, we're gonna start. Okay, Harry, go ahead. Take
Go
the
right
show.
ahead.
Code of conduct,
Mute
everybody's
yourself.
gonna behave here today. Review the minutes, the minutes.
We don't have minutes. We'll have minutes next week.
Thank you. Ballot proposal presentation by city council. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Let me reshare.
All right, go ahead.
So just a little background while I'm getting the document. The purpose for me tonight is to give you an overview of the charter revision proposals having to do with land use. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. And you can see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, great. It's not to tell you how to vote, and I'm specifically going to focus on some things that impact your community more so than other proposals. Okay? What?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I know you guys do land use, so you're probably familiar with this, but just so that everybody's on the same page, people should understand that zoning is how we determine building size and use in New York City. So I think that's something I don't really need to go into a lot here with you guys. And that the way that zoning changes is through the ULURP process. And really important, as part of the ULURP process, first, it comes to the community board, which is you guys. It goes to the borough president subsequent to the community board. So after the community board, it goes to the city planning commission, and then it comes to city council. And the theme that you're going to see throughout a lot of these proposals today is what they do is make the community board and the borough president concurrent, meaning going at the same time, and that they cut the city council out of these proposals. Those are for three of the proposals, and then we'll talk about the other proposals. So to understand what's changing, you have to understand how it works now, and right now it comes to city council when there's going to be a zoning change. And I think you guys are very familiar with ULURP and the kind of outcomes that we get from it. We've approved a lot of housing through ULURP. It's not that housing isn't being approved. And when it comes to council, council is able to be an advocate for the community needs. So, for example, we just had a rezoning in Midtown, MSMX. That's the third example on this page. Not only did the rezoning happen, but a lot of other things happened along with the rezoning. Resources and subsidy programs, landmarking. When the Western Rail Yards came through the council, they approved it, but removed the casino proposal, increased affordability, negotiated for open space. So it's not just when they come through council and they come through ULURP that we get more housing. We also get these other community benefits and infrastructure that make them work. So it's really part of a larger picture and puzzle. Okay, so that's kind of the background that I think you're all familiar with. So what are these three proposals that we're highlighting tonight? They're ballot questions that are going to be on your ballot when you go to vote in November for mayor. They're also going to be there. There's more than these three questions, but the other questions aren't as directly related to land use. Number one has to do something with the state. So we'll start with number two. Number two actually has two different components to it. So we call them 2A and 2B, and I'm going to go into more detail, but I just want you to understand that even though there's only three questions, there's really four proposals that we're talking about because number two has two components. And number three is going to be the one that I think is of most interest to your community. It's called ELURP, and instead of ULURP, it's called ELURP. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail, and I'm going to actually start with ELURP. Okay, and then I'll come back to ULURP. So as I mentioned, the current ULURP process is community board, then borough president, planning commission, and then city council. As you see in this graphic right here, in the proposal, the community board would be the same time as the borough president, and then it would go to CPC, anything that fits in this category, and then it would be done. It would not go to city council. And I think as a community board, you might think, oh, I still have the role there, but when you don't have a council member behind you to give voice to your vote is just advisory. So even though the community board still has a role, it loses some of its oomph without the council there. So why did I want to focus a little bit on ELRP today? ELRP, the way that it's presented by the city charter, the Charter Revision Commission, is that it's just for what they call moderate or small changes in housing density. But for low density districts like where you guys are, it's actually a pretty big change. Anything in a low density district could change to be up to 45 feet, which is 4 stories, and 2 FAR. So just kind of consider it as anything that's in an R4 or an R5 low density district, like you find in your area, can now be almost as of right, not completely as of right. The community board still weighs in, but just in an advisory role. The borough president weighs in an advisory role, and the Charter Revision Commission, the City Planning Commission, which is unelected, would have the final say and would be able to approve 4 stories, 2.0 FAR. So I just want to make sure that if there's anything you kind of take away, this is a very big change that your board understands. So I'm just going to pause for a question on this specifically, knowing that there's other things that I still want to go into on the proposal.
Quick question on who selects the committee for these changes. How does that happen?
Yeah, so the majority is appointed by the mayor, so it's not something democratically elected. So the planning commission. So here's some of the flags that I'm kind of talking about. So, your only advisory vote, all low density is eligible for this 4-story. There isn't a requirement for affordable housing, so you could get these buildings and they could all be market rate. And it's not just the height going up, but there's sometimes related text amendments and special permits that get to go along with it. So sometimes you could see even bigger kind of changes going along with it. So these are kind of flags that I don't think are being highlighted when the mayor's rolling out these provisions that we wanted to highlight today.
And just quickly, it doesn't matter who's the mayor. Whoever's the mayor at the time could obviously select whoever's part of the committee.
Yeah, and it's I think that's always something to think about when we think about balancing of powers and the different branches of government, that you don't know who's going to be the next person in that branch of government, whether it be the city council or the mayor. It's changing the charter, which is like the Constitution of New York, and that's a serious change. And it the last time really big changes were made to ULARP was many, many years ago. So these changes stick around. Okay, so I could go and highlight some of the other ones, but especially with you guys being low density, I wanted to highlight that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else has a question for her?
Okay, so I'll go back to this 2A and 2B. So 2A is, they call it Fast Track for Affordable Housing, and that's publicly financed affordable housing projects. And you see here it goes to the community board, and then it goes to an entity called the Board of Standards and Appeals. And that is also not a democratically elected group. And so basically any subsidized affordable housing projects could go through this process. And it just says affordable, but affordable can mean a lot of things. If something's even 120% of the area median income, some people consider that affordable. So the rule itself doesn't have a cap on that, and it doesn't say how much bigger it could be. So you could come into any district and apply for any kind of changes of density as long as it's affordable. And again, highlighting the council's role as negotiating for deeper affordability, negotiating for infrastructure that's needed when there's more density, making sure that things meet community character. Those kind of steps in the process won't be there to the extent that they are now. Okay, so that's the BSA process. 2B, which they linked with 2A, even though it's a very different thing, is a very interesting. It identifies 12 community boards that have produced the lowest rate of affordable housing over a 5-year period. So what happens is that every 5 years, they would calculate how much affordable housing is being produced, how much housing the district has, create a ratio. And if you fall into one of these 12 districts, then any rezoning that results in a percentage of affordable housing would skip the council. So it's, again, going to the community board for an advisory review, then coming to the CPC, and then stopping. And again, CPC is not elected. Your voice as the community board doesn't have a council member behind it to back it. There's no limits in size or affordability. So conceivably a 7-story building could come into a low density area under this because it'd be creating affordable housing. Even though it says affordable housing, it just is a percentage of the building has to be affordable. So the majority of any building could be market rate. So those are the two. Of course, we don't know for certain what would be the 12 community districts that would be in this bucket. If we used numbers today, these would be the community districts in this bucket. It's not a concern for your district, but I think you can see how wide-ranging the impacts of it would be. And to just understand that a lot of these numbers are very close, and it's not something that's necessarily in the community's control to avoid. So even though this might be the list today, 5 years from now, it could be something different. 15 years from now, it could be something different. And you have no way to get out of it once you're in it. So these are examples of the kind of buildings that could be redeveloped, and even whole neighborhood rezonings under this proposal. So I'll just take a brief pause here because this is question number 2, parts A and part B. Any questions?
If I may make a statement, so basically, this does not favor the community itself. It favors the people who want to build, or people who are interested in building high-rise apartment buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's the community board just becomes is advisory with no council member vote.
Wow.
So I got a question. The building that side on the right, that high rise, how much of that will be affordable housing?
So it would probably be around 20 to 25%.
Thank you.
But it's not required to be fully affordable, and the affordability levels are also not something that the council member, like right now, council members routinely have a say and an input in what the affordability level is. They would not have a say in what the affordability level is.
Yeah, but that's part of the deal for them to build that kind of building like that, right? They have to provide.
It would just be about 20 to 25% of the apartments would be affordable, but not the entire thing. And and affordability could mean anything from low income, middle income. It's not something that any council member would have control over, or any community would have a deciding vote on.
All right. Any other questions? All right.
Okay, so the proposals 2 and 3 that I talked about right now, beforehand, they cut out the city council's role. Number 4 is a little different. If you see in this illustration right here, it still comes to the council. But however, what changes is what happens after the council. if you're familiar with this process right now, after the council votes, it goes to the mayor, where the mayor has the opportunity to veto it. And if he chooses to veto, then it goes back to the council, where they can override the veto with a 2/3 vote. This replaces the step of going to the mayor and replaces the council's ability to override a veto. It replaces it with something called the appeals board. And the appeals board is made up of 3 members: the mayor, the speaker of the city council, and the borough president. And they have a meeting, not a hearing. A meeting is where they just talk to the community. They don't hear from the community. They can undo city council votes. So if the council says, I'd like this to be more affordable, the appeals board could undo that. If the council says, the height proposal was a little too much, I want to scale it back, the appeals board can undo that. And the council has no ability to stop that. And it's very detrimental to the way that the city council operates in terms of negotiating, leverage. Local concerns become less important in this kind of structure. We're talking about balance of power and things like that. So it becomes more about the borough president's concern as opposed to the local council member's concern. And again, it's not something where the public has an ability to speak to the appeals board. The appeals board just holds a meeting without public input.
Oh.
So that's the 4th proposal. And I know it's a lot to wrap your head around because it's a very different structure and it seems pretty technical, but I guess it's just realizing that whereas the council could be the last voice, even with the mayor's override, if the council was united, they could have a veto-proof power in it. This counteracts that with an appeals board, which just changes negotiating and leverage. And I think, to reiterate, a recent example is the Atlantic Avenue mixed-use plan. In that plan, not only was there a rezoning, they got additional affordable housing, they got additional money to redesign the streets, because if you're going to have new people, the streets need to take into account people. They got money for parks, they got homeowner protections for people to avoid displacement, which basically is saying that it's one thing to add housing, but you can't just add housing in a vacuum without taking into account the other needs of the community. And if the mayor was able to undo some of the council modifications here, I don't think that the council would have been able to win as many benefits for the community.
I got a question. That building right there on the right, that's already built?
No, that's going to be built as part of the Atlantic Avenue mixed use plan. But I guess my larger point here is they didn't just build it in a vacuum. It came with open space, tenant protections, updates to open space, updates to roads. It came with a whole host of public commitments. And it was really because the council member advocated for those. And the council member said, we're not approving housing if these benefits don't materialize.
More or less, what the rents they go for there?
I don't know this project offhand. If that's something that you want, I could get it. I didn't personally work on this project, so I'm not as familiar with that.
I just want to know what low-income housing is for people that are qualified for that.
Yeah, so you can generally look it up. The kind of things that the council approves is anything from 40% AMI to 80, 90 AMI, for example. And basically affordable is defined as 30% of that income. But if it's obviously lower incomes, lower rent. So it's kind of, you set the income level and then the rent is a reflection of that income level.
Thank you.
And just to reiterate, there is a housing issue in New York. And I think that I just want to reiterate, we recognize that. But the key way of addressing that is community input and planning, meaning you can't just have increased density, more housing without thinking about what are the impacts of that. How do they impact the neighborhood? How do we have infrastructure and construction? And how do we make you know, make sure that environmental concerns are addressed and schools are addressed and the resources are addressed. So although this proposal goes faster, it doesn't necessarily mean more community input. And then finally, the council put together a website called whatsonmyballot.nyc. And that's a website you can go to get more information about the kind of information I'm sharing tonight.
Thank you. I have a quick question. So what are next steps? It's just the ballot itself, November 4th?
Yeah, so I'm going to just stop sharing. Don't know if that worked.
You did stop sharing.
Yeah, so the next steps is it's just going to be on the ballot, and it's just
Okay.
about how many votes does it get. And I think
Do you
it's a challenging thing because people, it's a difficult thing to become informed about. You have to know about ULURP, and you have to know how does the political process work, and you have to know about balance of powers. So I don't think it's an easy issue to explain to the public, which is one of the reasons we're just out there talking about it.
Could you do us a favor? Could you email this presentation to staff, to Jeremy, and we could bring it to our meeting next Thursday? Just printouts, so folks are educated about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that
I'll
probably
talk to
works.
that. And then also I'll just put the link in the chat for the website if anybody wants to go there and see. It's a little different than what I spoke about today. Today I tried to be technical and informative, but you might also find resources here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions about just how it's working?
No, I think this is really helpful. I think obviously this is something we need to vote on anyway, so it's important.
Rich,
I saw a question, and I'm a council member or an attorney, so I'm an attorney with the Planning and Land Use Division. So we're in the division who advises the council member on
Not the
land
chair,
use
but
issues.
that's a that's
Rich, we got somebody from the gallery with the hand up.
Oh, they have to wait.
Okay, yeah, have to wait. Bye.
Yeah. So Deborah, we'll take this to our meeting next week. And obviously it's important, and we'll bring the printouts, and if folks want to reach out to you, they can.
Okay. Would you like me to stay for any more questions?
If you'd like, yeah, you could stay for the gallery. You could do, yeah, it's up to you.
Please.
Okay, is that at the end? Is that how
Yeah,
that
it's
works?
sort of, yeah, it's a little towards the end. So I'm gonna ETA at around 7:45, 7:50.
Okay, I'll just go off camera and stay listening.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Rich, draft October 25 full board agenda.
Jeremy, you're up to
hold
bat.
on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep,
You're
I'm pulling it up. I'm trying to. So I know there were a couple of issues last night. We didn't have a quorum last night either. So I don't know how we want that to appear on the agenda. I guess I could just put the applications as placeholders for now.
Talk about Holy Buds.
So yeah, we have a couple things. We have hold on. Let me start by sharing. Let me share my screen first. Hold on. And the only person I saw who joined since we started was Alex, right? Nobody else?
Correct.
So I'll make sure we get everybody for attendance. All right, so you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so try to zoom in a bit. All right, so the 23rd, which is next Thursday, Iranian Restaurant, 1907 White Plains Road, and via WebEx meetings. And Pledge of Allegiance, moment of silence, reading the content, public hearing. I know Cynthia and I talked about, I think in terms of notification for the budget priorities, public hearing, where we failed in that regard was notifying the news media. So Cynthia and I talked about, putting this out there, sending it out to the news media, so that way anybody else who wants to comment, who thinks that they haven't had the opportunity, can. So is that okay with everybody here?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll get the I'll get the wording on that later. Gallery session, this is old. We did get one speaker today. And I did share that with, well, Harriet shared it with, I think, Rich and Cynthia. I don't know if I shared it with Veronica. I definitely shared it with the bylaws committee members because it was a bylaw committee concern. So I will update this. As of right now, we only have one public speaker. Man, my computer's moving slow. And then elected official. Chair's report. So there's a new, there was a proposal by Veronica, or no, we did that already. Okay. So those were both proposed already publicly. This is last month's. So I'll talk to Cynthia about what she wants for her report, but this will be handled at bylaws committee on Monday. The agenda hasn't gone up yet, but I did start a draft already, and I've been in communication with Ryan about what to include. So moving on past that, my report, view meeting minutes. We do have September's up, I believe, which is positive because that's the quickest we've gotten up minutes in a little while. Slowly but surely, we're getting back to on track. This was already approved last month. Let me remove that. Motion of no objection. So this is what I was talking about in terms of last night. So they did not have a quorum, so I will we'll pull up that agenda real quick.
Are you gonna put Holy Buds back on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna put everything that was on last night's
I
agenda.
got a question for you. Did they fill out the questionnaire and all that stuff?
I do not believe so.
All right, did you reach out to them?
When I spoke to Chris about it yesterday, he had no contact.
At all, email, telephone, nothing?
No, and then, so I know there was maybe a question or concern about the 30-day extension. The 30-day extension is for us. The request was for us to make our recommendation.
Yeah, the 30-day extension is for us to make the recommendation, but we use it so that way we have time to be able to discuss things with the people if there's any concerns. So yeah, the 30-day extension is for us to make our referral to OCM, but the reason why we ask it is usually because we need time to reach out to people or for people to get us information. That's why we usually request it.
But are we gonna ask for 30 days?
Yes, we're going to ask for 30 days because we would do it with anybody else.
Well, we did already. We
Yeah.
did already, and it was already granted by the State Liquor Authority.
So Holy Buds doesn't have to be on the agenda because we're not going to do anything with it until our next meeting.
Okay.
But if there's nobody, if we don't have a quorum tonight in person, then there's nothing we could do about the other ones.
Well, so here's the question I have for you about that, Veronica. We get when was the deadline for the original recommendation for Holy Buds?
I think it was
I got a
26.
question.
They're not dealing with that this month. They're doing it
No,
next.
I understand that, but if we wait a month and we only have 30 days from today, you're going to miss the full board. You're not going to be able to submit a full board recommendation.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking.
They got rated twice.
The 30 days is from the 26th. It's extended from the 30 days
Okay.
that we received.
26
So
of
we
this
have
month.
until November 26th.
Okay, all right,
Ryan's got something to say. Here, Ryan.
all right, good. All right, thank you. I just want to make sure.
For anyone to talk, we need to have the chair recognizing people. We need to,
Yep.
it's not just come up and talk and say what you want when you want. They said that they're going to do it next week. If we don't get it in the 30 days, that's what they get for not coming when they were scheduled to come. That's not on us. We'll do what we can. If we can't make a recommendation, we don't make a recommendation.
Thank
They
you.
were notified that, let's just move on.
Thank you.
So, so you don't want this on here at all, Veronica? Or do you want to?
Now, is Dwayne in person?
Yes, I'm here.
I can't see who's Dwayne. So you're the chair of economic development and public safety. At this point, I don't feel we should have it on there since we're not going to do anything until next month's economic development meeting. I'll defer to you since you're the chair.
Yeah, I
How you
agree.
wanna-
I think if that's the case, and we're gonna be dealt with in the next meeting, then we can remove it from this meeting agenda.
All right. So is this fine how it's these things then?
Yes, but I have one more thing, if I may. If we do not have a quorum in person right now for leadership, we needed to bring this before leadership because we didn't have a quorum at economic development.
Correct.
So if we don't have a quorum at leadership, then we're gonna have to make it like an emergency meeting before the full board in order to get these voted on to make a referral to the full board.
I have thoughts on that, if that matters.
We're gonna have to come, we're gonna have to come early the day of the full board meeting then.
Yeah, I
Right.
would say leadership could meet at
Yeah.
6:15 or 6:30.
No,
6:15,
6:15, to make sure everybody gets there on time, and then we just
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah, if that's the case.
Yeah,
6:15?
it would only be about these 3 licenses. We wouldn't discuss
Yeah.
anything.
That's fine with
So
me.
you can leave them
That's
on
fine.
for now, Jeremy, as long as we can meet prior to the
Yeah,
full board.
So just remember, the point of that, for you to have your committee meet beforehand, is order at the full board meeting. Provide a recommendation that hopefully the full board won't question. That's the only reason for you. Otherwise, you could just do it at the full board. Could be wrong about that.
I thought our bylaw said that it has to be voted in committee and then at leadership, at a full board.
That's true.
That's what I thought if I may talk, that's what I thought, because we've had emergency meetings right before the regular full board to bring it before the full board that night. If I remember correctly, on certain issues.
I'm looking at
Either
it
way, I think yeah, look at,
It
Go ahead.
needs to be voted on by the full board anyway, and I think that Jeremy's point of it making the full board shorter, right? If there's someone who has a question on it, they won't be able to look at it before the meeting, so we'll just have to rehash any questions that were pulled up. So I'll let you know.
okay. I mean, also 2 things. It's okay. I know we hate discussing things at full board. I know we do, but it's okay to discuss things if it's an emergency. I know the idea about having us vote on it in committee and voting it out and having the full board just vote is optimal. But given this case that we don't have quorum at leadership, I don't know if we might actually, but if we don't, I think it's okay if people have a couple questions at full board. I would just designate a couple of minutes, 10, 15 minutes for this specific topic. That's all.
All right,
We want to determine this offline after this meeting, Veronica?
that's
You want to
fine.
talk more about it?
Go for it.
Dwayne?
Go for it.
Yes.
That's fine.
Right. Because there's other issues that we have to discuss related to, like in terms of recording and whatnot. All right,
what's the next thing?
bylaws, Ryan.
Ryan,
There's gonna be a couple of, no one said anything about the revision committee. There's gonna be a couple of bylaw proposals to vote on.
So
We're gonna talk, discuss them.
so I'll take the revision thing off then, right?
Yeah, you can drop that.
Okay, and then depending upon what happens Monday night is what will be under your report.
Correct.
Okay, great. Stacy and Dwayne's here representing community development. I don't know if there's anything for me to put on your report, Dwayne. I know you're having a meeting on Wednesday.
Yeah, nothing other than what we discussed yesterday in terms of the liquor renewal license and sort.
Okay. I know education maybe had some motions. Is that correct?
Correct.
who's on education?
Oh, education.
Alex,
Yeah.
right?
Jeremy, we have a motion.
Yeah, I know minutes were done and we were start working on publishing those. So I gotta pull that up. And it was just a letter of support, right?
Yeah, it's a letter of support for Veronica Arts Media to get public funding for programming in our district.
Okay, so,
The letter's already drafted too, so I don't know if there's a way I could send it to you and we could link to it in the agenda.
yeah, that would be helpful, I think.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm trying to pull up the minutes for the wording. But I mean, I guess any questions, Rich, do you want to move on from that or
Yep, I got nothing.
what's that?
What'd you say?
If you have
Um,
anything to say,
I'll work
About
on
what?
the, I'll work on the language for the motion and he'll try, Alex will try to provide the, so here are the minutes. I mean, I'll work on the, I don't want to waste your time with this.
Jeremy, you want me to just like email you tonight or tomorrow with the language for the motion?
If you want, I mean, it should follow from the. Yeah, it's right here. This will be the word, and you can see this, right?
There we go.
So there'll be a variation of this.
Okay.
But yeah, I will, you send me the letter itself.
Yeah.
assuming it's-
Yep.
Then we'll publish that. I'll hyperlink it.
Okay. Thank you, Jeremy.
All right. What other committees?
You have the Health and Social Services.
Yeah, but you didn't
Okay.
vote, well, you didn't have a quorum, right?
Well, I want to apologize to the whole community for the glitch that we had and let them know that hopefully they could find or see the meeting that we held on YouTube, because Pat was good enough to record it on her phone. It was a very, very good meeting about scamming and what to look for and what's happening. It's not only for seniors, it's for everybody.
Good.
So Jeremy, I told you that the video that you sent or that she sent to you to look at is okay,
Okay.
and we could put it up.
All right.
And oh, okay. So I will do that at the full board.
All right. So this looks fine, right?
Yeah, and hopefully you're gonna put up the video that Pat took.
So motion for a letter of support for Veronica Arts. Well, I'm sorry, I'm jumping back. That's how it's going to look then, Alex. Motion for a letter of support for Veronica Arts Media, and then I'll hyperlink the word letter once you get me the letter.
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks fine for me as long as you don't think it needs to be more specific about what the motion's about, because it's a letter of support for Veronica Arts Media to get like funding for its programming in our district.
The letter should be self-explanatory if people read it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so when you give me the letter, I'll hyperlink it,
Okay.
and that way people can just. Right.
Okay. Yeah. If you think that's sufficient, then it's fine with me.
I mean, anybody, Rich?
No, that
Anyone
works. Yeah,
else?
definitely. I think the link will open up to the letter.
Yep. Okay. And then housing's meeting Tuesday.
Correct.
Parks met, but I don't remember if there are any motions. We don't have anybody from Parks tonight. I'll follow up with them. Transportation did not meet, I believe.
No.
And that's it for committee reports currently.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
Does Jeremy know me?
Yep. So,
you know Debbie's here, right?
Oh, Debbie's there.
Debbie's in?
Yeah, she's right here.
Oh, well, nobody
Oh,
told
sorry,
us.
I'm here. Sorry, are we at the
Not
questions?
Debbie, sorry, not you. Sorry, Deborah. We have another Debbie in the office.
Good transportation, right?
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah,
didn't know if I zoned out too.
No, it's okay.
All right. So
Debbie,
Debbie,
Parks,
you guys
any
have a
update?
motion?
No, we didn't have any motions.
All right, fine. So then I think that should be it for the full board. Everyone know?
All right,
Rich?
Yeah, I think so.
For now,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'll follow up with Cynthia about her
You-
report. I'll tweak my report. And then we'll wait on bylaws, see what happens in bylaws. Oops, I gotta bold this. Oops. So I bold any motion that's voted on committee, I bold. And then we'll talk to Veronica. I'll talk to Dwayne and Veronica on the side about a meeting before the full board.
And if the idea is to meet before, just let folks know, so people
Of
can
course,
come
we'll
early.
have to publicize it.
Okay, thank you.
all right.
I also gotta, depending upon the location too, I gotta make sure that they'll be ready for us then too. Because remember, we're going to a first time place for us. All right. So
And
you want me to
Jeremy,
close
we
this,
also
Rich?
have to remember that this is on-street parking, so people may have trouble getting a spot and coming earlier.
Yeah, that's something that we should definitely, everybody, yeah, that's a very good point, Sandy. This is a difficult to park location, generally speaking. So, that's, yeah, good point.
I think the
All right.
calendar's next for November.
I'm gonna close this. Oops.
All right, what's next?
Okay, counter. I gotta pull it up though.
What calendar are we doing for November?
November, December, yeah.
All right. Share my screen.
Jeremy, someone has their hand raised. Whoever,
Yeah, it's a member of the public
oh, okay.
that we know of. All right, so here's November. We're
Oh.
looking at a joint meeting with, so this has to be changed. Hold on.
Are you talking, I was gonna ask about the Health and Social Services and Transportation.
I'm changing it right now.
Okay,
It's
so
a
that
joint
was
meeting
agreed to.
between those two committees, health
Is it this?
and,
You can sit over if you want.
Can't sit there.
She
She was.
you can see my screen, right?
You see it.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I'll let my
All right.
members know. But Jeremy, who's gonna do the tech support for that meeting? Do you have any idea?
No idea right now. Usually Debbie does. Debbie's good about coming early.
Okay,
I don't know if she's able to come early that day.
For transportation and health on November 3rd.
That good for you, November 3rd, the day before election?
Yeah. Transportation and health?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, because the issue
Transportation,
involves,
yeah.
the issue, Debbie, involves the use of, or the helicopter noise, etc. So we were looking into both the health and the transportation.
Yeah, that I'm tech support that day.
Yep. And
All right,
I'm removing health from the 5th then, right?
Yes, correct. And I will notify my members. And is Stephanie new? Is she on?
Who? Oh,
I know
Stephanie Bonilla?
Barilla
Bonilla.
or Vanilla? Okay, so I will notify everyone.
I don't think she's on the committee. I don't think she's been appointed to a committee yet.
Okay then, but I'll just let my regular members know.
Yeah. You did have one resignation.
Oh, well, you're right, Katie.
Yeah, maybe I should put that under Cynthia's report for the full board as well. I feel like there's one other issue too that's coming. Oh, we have this is for transportation's knowledge. So I'll put the guest speaker on first, and then as long as you guys are okay with it for the agenda, and then you have a street co-naming application. Or transportation does.
Okay.
Right.
Where is it at?
Well, I'll get you the details afterwards. I don't want, unless everybody wants to discuss this now, I don't want to waste.
No,
everybody's
let's keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
it rolling.
come on, keep going.
Talk on the
Right.
side, please.
Alex,
All right,
you're
Bob.
meeting on Thursdays now, right? First Thursday? Is Alex there?
Alex,
Yes.
all right, you said
So
yes.
that's good. The 6th. Parks and Recreation on the 13th.
Go to it.
No, we're moving to Wednesday.
Okay. The second Wednesday?
12th?
He didn't say with the first or second Wednesday, but right now,
Oh,
we'll go to first Wednesday.
so all right. I'll move it, but when you get a chance, please check with your committee.
Yeah,
Okay?
yep.
I got to, why is this here? I don't know. I gotta delete that. All right. So bylaws and ethics on the 17th, housing 18th. Oh, wait. So this is our conflict that I don't think we resolved last month.
I think we're fine with it, no? That's,
Oh, yeah. No, I forgot.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
the 6
that's-
o'clock and then 7 o'clock. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
we picked it, okay.
All right. And then economic development, it's normal time. Public hearing and full board. I mean, that's a really tight turnaround, but it is what it's Thanksgiving, the next week. So
That's good.
I'm gonna update the date. Oh, then we gotta go to December. Okay. Okay, 7 o'clock for transportation. Marks has been changed. Why does this keep doing this?
First, December 1st,
Why me?
what's the change? Or December 3rd for parks. That's fine. They're both good?
Hold on.
Transportation, I'm not fun to say anyway.
You took it off.
Yeah, it sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna be blunt. Hold on, I gotta. All right.
No, whichever day for you, I don't care. I'm good.
This is November.
No, hold on. The calendar program is something I inherited, and I'll fix it for the first Wednesday for December, right? Whatever reason I had the first Thursday as well, and so I tried to delete that. It deleted both. So health and social services the 9th.
I'll let you know if I get someone to talk. If not, we could always cancel. We have time.
That is
now-
the 17th. So we got 2 meetings, 17 and 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when are we gonna do the full board? Do we want to do it like the Monday the 22nd?
25th. That's Christmas.
We could do what we did for November, which is move it to the 18th. Maybe move leadership.
We did November already.
No, I
This
know.
is
We could do the same for. No, I know. We could do the same for December. Move the public, the full board to the 18th. Move leadership to either the 16th at 7, and then make housing at 6.
Okay,
I just don't know about the problem is economic development. So if economic development could maybe move to Monday at 7, make bylaws at 6, that's up to bylaws. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, economic development is the 17th. Right? So you're talking about same as November, have it on the Tuesday.
Same. If they're okay with that, it's like the turnaround you said, right? It's tough, tight.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a tight turnaround. It's
Yeah,
not the
budget.
best idea, but
Okay, it's up to you.
6
No.
o'clock for housing.
Yeah, that's fine.
The 24th, that's Christmas Eve. So rush, it's gonna be a rush of.
All right, 6. So yeah, and then community development. Wayne, do you want to talk to Stacy Ann about that the day before on
Yes,
Christmas
we
Eve?
can. I think she would like to move that meeting.
Move that, Jeremy.
To where?
She's here.
Monday or the Tuesday, yeah.
22nd or 23rd? 22. Stacy, I mean,
22nd,
22nd, Jeremy, she said.
the Monday.
Okay, or further in the month if you want to.
What about, whenever, it doesn't matter.
Keep
As
it
long
to-
as they know we are near Christmas.
So the 22nd. And then are we going to do a holiday party this year? That's the other thing to think about.
Of course we are.
Well, yeah, look forward to that.
Well, don't say,
Oh, we're gonna make.
Hope so.
Well, do we want to figure it
But
out
somebody
now?
wanna
or-
vote on that.
Jeremy, can we go back to November for a quick second? And move parks to the following Wednesday? I just looked at my calendar, I guess it's on the first Wednesday.
Okay. The 12th.
Correct.
And then the 3rd for December.
No, put on the 10th, keep it second week right now.
Hold on. Okay. So in terms of a party of sorts, get together. Oh, Christmas still have been moved. I don't know why. I think I know why. Just want to go back to November because what I did when I undid stuff, I don't want to make sure it's screwed up. Okay. I'm back. Do you want me to talk to Cynthia about the party then instead?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
probably.
decides- Who decides the location of the date?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Do we usually pick it here right now?
Well, in the past, it's been chosen by the chairperson. But yeah, I mean, if you guys, I mean, look, I think it also comes down to who's going to give us what we think is the best deal. So why don't we come back to you guys with, I guess, we got more than 2 months to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but you gotta get started early because the dates may fill up because other people wanna use the
Yeah,
place
the
for
most
their
important-
events.
Most important thing we can do right now is selecting a date. Because
What date do we
Is that-
usually have it, do you think?
we usually have it before Christmas, not in between, even though that's an option. But then again, I don't know
Okay.
if anybody would want to do the in between.
What about that Friday, the 19th?
Yeah.
Yeah, following the full board meeting.
Yeah.
I just know that some of our Jewish members won't be able to attend.
Oh, that's okay.
Usually they don't
Wait a minute.
come to eat anyway, but they do sometimes come by to say hello. But remember, Friday nights are bad for that faith and those members.
So go up a little bit. Go up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't see the full calendar.
Can you do the 11th? Can we do the 11th then? Maybe is that too early?
No.
No, it's not too early.
I mean, we could kick off the Christmas season on early.
Last year, it was December 18th on a Wednesday.
18, yeah, on the Wednesday.
So you want to shoot for the 11th?
I mean, yeah. That way you could probably get a good spot since it's early
Right.
and not. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
unless you want
See-
to try for the
see what's-
22nd, and Stacy.
I mean,
makes
that's
up-
fine with me. Yeah, so maybe the 11th we said first,
Okay, all right.
and then the
Alright, so-
22nd, and also obviously see what Cynthia says because I think it's about funding too, right? We need funding.
No, we got the council members taking care of us for that.
Oh, great. Oh, okay, good.
So, okay, no objections to the 11th? Anybody?
No,
Good,
that seems
good.
good. But when are you gonna have the leadership? I don't see,
The 16th.
The 16th.
Hold on. Yeah, so this is what happened when I was trying to undo my error.
Let's see.
You gotta do 6 o'clock for this too.
You can leave it at 6:15 if anything.
It's up to you guys. What
Th-
do you want to do?
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You can leave it 6. Leave it 6. That's fine.
Hold on, I just gotta delete this. All right. All right, so that
And
looks
the
good, right?
18th will be the full board. Is
Correct.
that it?
Yeah. Yep. So it's like a repeat of November. Okay. Anything else, Rich?
I think that's it. Harry, what's up next?
What's
Thank you,
next
Jeremy.
is, gallery.
Okay.
Let me get my phone ready here. Give me 1 second.
Let me see. I guess who in the room wants to go first, if anything?
Anybody in the room wants to go?
I'll go. Is this a question to Deborah?
Wayne's gonna talk now.
Yeah, if this is Deborah, then just curious, in terms of changing from a low density to a high density zoning, can you speak to the parking requirements, if that's gonna be waived, or do you have any vision as to how that's gonna be handled?
I would say that the parking requirements, that's a very good question, one that I haven't gotten yet. There's a couple different provisions. As I mentioned with the ELERP, they could sometimes make some text changes and in conjunction with that. But I think the BSA, let me think some more about it because I haven't gotten that question directly. I think one thing to flag is that these are such big changes to land use. A lot of us have been spending a lot of time thinking about all the different angles. And every time I speak to some group, they come up with a different angle and a different question. And I think it speaks to the complexity of it and the fact that there's opportunity for unintended consequences in a lot of these provisions. So I will email the same person who set up this meeting with an answer to that.
Thank you.
Debbie, you got something to say? Ryan?
Good.
You? All right, anybody in online want to say anything? Nobody? Veronica, Rich?
Thank you
I'm
so
good.
much for having me.
I'm
Thank you
good.
for
Thank you.
staying.
Huh? You said wait?
No, I just said
No, I'm
thank you.
good.
Oh, okay, Rich, you said wait, Rich?
No, we're good. We're good. Thank you.
We're good.
All right, motions?
Can't do any
I
motion.
don't think we have quorum, right?
Correct.
Close, but don't have quorum. Okay.
All business?
No.
I want to make sure we got attendance correct. He said Stacy Ann's there, right? That's
Right here, she's here.
Correct.
Who's
Stacy
here?
and Ryan, Harry, Dwayne, Debbie.
That's- So then when it comes to absences, I'm marking Wendy and Rabbi absent.
Correct. Yeah.
They didn't tell you they weren't coming?
Nope.
Exactly, all right.
And I mean, I don't want to. I'll talk about this at the full board, but we need to do a 48-hour rule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
because. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Old business? Oh, new business?
Put it down.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Second by
8:04.
Debbie,
8:04.
8:04 PM. Thank you very much.
Good job. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Night. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
How do I get out of this?
Bye, Susie. Bye, Sandra.
Bye-bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, something that helps.